Mel was my hero.
The big fella's on the verses, no one inside, back up position himself, but Meninga will score himself.
Oh, the power of Meninga.
Didn't mind Gilly either.
Gilmeister goes ahead.
Used to call myself the Axe when those young fellas were tossing around the footy.
When he was a kid, there's a little gap you can see in the mango tree there. He used to pass the football from back at the house, go straight through the same hole every time. I got wild with him actually because he knocked all my mangoes out. He used to get across the road over here and kick it as hard as he could and as high, and he'd go straight over the roof.
Ten years down the track, and it's me getting a maroon jersey. Me. You can't describe that feeling. The jersey, the crowd, the butterflies, the noise.
Let's get it on! Let's play Origin football! The Terry! Roger! He'll score! Diddley's gone over the wall! No, he hasn't! Darren Griffith put it down! Hooker! Hooker in space! Oh, we're going forward! It's over! Bunnigan's over! The Cowboy! Walker! Cross to Bunnigan! The Maroons are in again! Third scores! The young Cowboy celebrates his debut! Celebrates the biggest night of his life!
You dream about scoring a try for Queensland in Origin, and I did it. Like 16 other blokes, I did it for Queensland.
The 2001 Harvey Norman State of Origin Series, Game 2, live and exclusive on Nine's Wide World of Sports.
It is one of the great sights in world sport. Hello and welcome to Stadium Australia, home of the Olympics, and for the past 2 years, the home of State of Origin Rugby League here in Sydney. Okay, the local fans, well, they've been turning out in force to support a revamped Blues outfit. And New South Wales, they're going to need all the encouragement they can muster if they are to square the series here tonight. Terrific crowd pouring in. We're expecting around about 70,000 with the new configuration of the stadium over the last few months. Now, can Queensland seal the series, or will the Blues get the trophy defence back on course? Well, you can see that they've got plenty of support out there, and they're going to need that and a whole lot more to reverse what happened at the Cauldron 5 weeks ago. To consider all those possibilities, we've called in our panel of State of Origin experts. Peter Sterling, New South Wales, is a halfback out here tonight who has openly said that he doesn't want to be in that position. And I'm just wondering how effective that's going to make him, considering he'll see more of the ball than any other player.
Good evening, Ken. Yes, the man you're referring to is Trent Barrett from the Dragons. Look, he's such a quality player. He will have an impact no matter what number is on his back. For New South Wales' sake, they'll be hoping that he has a blinder tonight. To speak about that and many more aspects of this Origin game, I'm joined by 4 gentlemen who've made their mark over the last 20 years, both as players and coaches, and they are Paul Harrigan, Phil Gould, Wally Lewis and Mark Coyne. Welcome, gentlemen. Wally Lewis, at the end of last year's series, it was doom and gloom. Will Queensland ever be competitive again? How do you explain this turnaround?
Well, Sterlo, it's a remarkable transformation. 12 months ago, of course, Queensland pride looked really dead and buried, but we have a look at Game 1 up there in Lang Park. It's really restored it, and there's plenty of highlights going to be in this game, I'm sure. This series really has come alive.
Well, Phil Gould, who has got the most pressure facing them tonight? Is it New South Wales facing sudden death, or Queensland looking to reproduce what we saw 5 weeks ago?
I think Origin brings its own pressure every game you play. I don't think I was any less enthusiastic, any less nervous, or any less excited whether I was 1 up, 2 up, 1 down or 2 down. I don't know how the players felt, but I think every State of Origin game stands up on its own right, and you just want to give out your best performance.
Chief, we see the New South Wales side arriving. There are plenty of new faces, especially up front. The forwards that have been named, does that tip the hand as to how we expect New South Wales to play tonight?
I think so. Those players that were picked are definitely physical players. having said that, irrespective of changes or not, there was always going to be a physical game tonight for New South Wales. So much so, I think these first two set of six will be dynamite. Although on the physical side, New South Wales play early, I think will be attacking range. You've got to throw that ball around. Worked so well from last year.
Phil, you can talk about intensity and passion, but it's not something you can actually grab and put under your arm or in your kit bag and get on the bus with it. Does the situation tonight facing these guys mean that they're going to be okay in that department?
Well, I'm sure New South Wales will. The embarrassment out of that loss in game one, the importance of the situation being one down in the series, should carry its own motivation. For Queensland, well, I guess the battle for them is the nerves and the anxiety and the expectation they took into game one. It's got to be repeated. If they're any less intense, any less anxious about this game, then it could affect their performance. They've got a great coach in Wayne Bennett. He should ensure they're on the job.
Well, Mark, the big talking point before game one, of course, was how many players were making their debut. I would imagine this trip tonight would be much easier for those players with that under their belt.
Yeah, without a doubt, Stella. I think they've got that confidence now. They have got the win as well, and I think what will be important, I suppose, is how they handle the increased intensity which New South Wales have come out with tonight. The other interesting thing I'll have to handle as well is the loss of Gordon Tallis, because he does bring intimidation onto the field when he comes on, and they need someone to try and do that for them now.
Shane Webb, could be the man there,
Well, I think so, but he's going to need plenty of support still. I'm sure that Wayne Bennett, he's going to rely on Dane Carlaw fairly well. He believes this guy has been a champion in the making for a number of years. He's got a big job in front of him. Filling Gordon Tallis' shoes certainly won't be easy. I don't think that he should be really thrust with that role tonight. But I think Gus brought up a very important point there before we hear all about the glory associated with State of Origin football. And I'm glad you brought up embarrassment, because that's one word that I really do believe plays a great part in these games, particularly when you're looking at a thrashing. It can be the difference between a great performance and an ordinary one.
And of course tonight, the other ingredient for New South Wales, the fact we are here at Stadium Australia. We're hoping 72,000 Blues fans will come out and cheer on this victory tonight, hopefully forcing a decider. We're going to take a break now from Stadium Australia, and we shall come back and have a look at both teams' lineups.
Supersonic boom should hit you in just a few seconds.
Tuesday on Sky Sports. Join TJ and the gang at 8:30 for a look at the big games of the week in reunion. Followed at 9:30 by the Lions clash with the Queensland Presidents 15. Live and exclusive, Tuesday on Sky Sports.
Remember where you'd go when you just wanted your own private world. Mazda's new Tribute. Get in. Be moved.
No way, mate. Let's get a coffee.
And pulling each other around. This is a very different look Queensland preparation, and as Wally says, perhaps Wayne Bennett has felt during the week he needed to do this prior to the game.
Yeah, looked at that particular one, Gus. I've got to say it is a little bit of a surprise, but Bennett to me looks like that he's presenting some sort of challenge to the players. He's told them that you've been able to do it in the past. We know what you're capable of. Are you capable of doing it again tonight? Put that in front of yourself. He's done that at club level for a number of years, but the players are out there. This could be, for a lot of them, the most important game of their life.
Yep.
Okay, well, both sides preparing to take the field. We're not far from kickoff. Just quickly, gentlemen, who will win and why? I guess it's a little bit obvious, but I want to know the reasons the team will win.
I think New South Wales win because basically they've got to, but I do predict large attacking raids early on the piece. We'll watch out for that.
New South Wales, they just have to win. They just got to do whatever's necessary. They'll do it tonight.
Queensland, because I'm one-eyed, and I believe that they will want to wrap it up. I don't think there's any advantage in playing the third one at ANZ Stadium.
Yeah, Queensland for me too, Stella. They're very focused on getting the series this time after last year, and I think they'll get there.
Well, I get the casting vote. New South Wales to win.
Hey.
I think defensively they will be better, and I can see plenty of points being scored by this New South Wales side. Ken, everybody about to sit back and enjoy one of the great nights of rugby league, second State of Origin at Stadium Australia.
Thank you, Peter. Indeed it is. And as the smoke clears, all the talk is almost done. After the break, State of Origin 2, live from Stadium Australia on Wide World of Sports.
Supersonic boom should hit you in just a few seconds.
tomorrow.
To State of Origin 2. For all the action, we join the voice of Origin Rugby League, Ray Warren. Ray, I don't think there's a bushfire out there, mate.
You could be forgiven for thinking that, Ken. Good evening to you. Good evening, Australia. And good evening to viewers wherever you might be watching. As the Blues go into this final embrace. We are about to embark on a magnificent adventure. I'm sure of that. A rugby league adventure where you've got New South Wales on the one hand fighting for survival. They want to go to ANZ Stadium in a month's time to defend their crown. One that they could lose here tonight in sudden death circumstances against the might of Queensland. And here they come, led out for the first time by Darren Lockyer, youngest Queensland captain since Wally Lewis back in injury suffered since Origin 1. And Darren Lockyer has the proud honour of leading them out. First time captain, first fullback to captain an Origin side, youngest captain of Queensland since Wally in 1984. He's being spoken about in the same Hall of Fame as Langland's Edie. I even heard Gary Belcher suggest today that he might be the best ever. He's certainly playing like a young man that is shooting for the highest star. The Wizard Blues are about to make their entry. And Brad Fittler, the young captain that has really been under the hammer in the last month, he becomes the most capped New South Wales player in tonight's game. 28 Origin appearances. He takes over from Andrew Eddinghausen, and he equals the Laurie Daly record for most games as a captain of New South Wales. Fittler takes the Blues out in front of a crowd somewhere between 60 and 70,000 at the home of the Olympics, the Harbour City. Made his debut for New South Wales at the age of 18 in 1990. Let's have a look at these team cards. They're coming up for you again. Welcome to our telecast.
And for New South Wales, Mark Hughes is fullback, Jamie Ainscough, Adam McDougall the wingers. Girdler and Gidley the centre pairing, Brad Fittler at 5/8 and captain, Trent Barrett at half. Luke Ricketson locks the scrum behind Brian Fletcher and Adam Muir, and a front row of Jason Stevens, Luke Frittis and Mark O'Mealy. Off the bench, Gower, Adamson, Vella and Ryan, coached by Wayne Pearce.
And as in game one, Queensland have made a change to their starting lineup. It reads this way: Lockyer at fullback, Takiri and Saylor, Smith and Bowman, Wagon and Green. Myers now goes to lock, Carlaw and Sever in the second row. Webke, Bowden comes off the bench and Kevin Campion starts at hooker as he did in game one. Back to the bench goes Nathan Feen, Beattie, Walker, Webb, coached by Wayne Bennett.
There's been some showers in the latter part of the afternoon here in Sydney, and the pitch, I imagine, would be just a fraction greasy. Andrew Voss is on the sideline. Andrew, good evening.
Yeah, good evening to you, Ray. Sadly, not perfect conditions because of that slippery playing surface, and there is the forecast of a few more showers during the course of the game. Look, Ray, one notable difference already to game one. Brad Fittler won the toss. New South Wales will receive the ball for the first half from the kickoff. Remember, from Origin 1, Queensland set the platform right from that very first set of 6 with the ball in their hands. New South Wales need to do the same here tonight.
So the players coming over to assemble behind the dais where the national anthem will be performed by Carolyn O'Connor. She's one of the stars of the film Moulin Rouge, and she stars in her own show at the Opera House later this year. So for the national anthem of Australia, we go to Carolyn O'Connor.
Let us rejoice.
Carolyn O'Connor from Moulin Rouge. The closest relation to maroon is red. I wonder, is there an omen in the dress worn by Carolyn tonight? Talking of singers, Jimmy Barnes was invited to come out on the bus with the Blues, and he sang them a song. It was called Ain't No Second Prize. Carlo on debut. O'Mealy on debut. Bowden is back. Good luck, Rusty boy. And Barrett wears number 7. Says he doesn't want to play number 7. I remember a bloke called Lewis was told that he had to play 5'8". He said, I'd like to play lock. Made a big success of the 6-jumper, didn't he? The King. Harrigan blows time on. This is his 14th Origin. 8 times under Harrigan. The Maroons have won. And that is O'Mealy, is it? He will be so happy and relieved to get that one out of the road. Stevens takes up number 2. Muir now. The old dog is back. 30 metres out from his own line. Play number 3 down. O'Mealy says, give me another go. O'Mealy on 4. 34 metres out from his own line. Stevens, give me one more. And Jason Stevens, overlooked when the side was originally selected, takes his second hit up. Barrett puts the kick in. Falling back is the big fella. Sailor, crowd goes up. 20 metres out from his own line. Origin 2 is up and running. Only on the wide world of sports as Takeri goes across off the left wing. And he's forced back by the Blues. The ball came away. Green finds Sailor on the right. And Sailor is grounded 30 metres out from the Queensland line. Now from Campion, a dummy half. Darren Smith goes down the short side on the right of the ground. Eastern side. Now Sivanasiva. He is held. 3-man Blues tackle on his own 40-metre line. Campion, a dummy half. Now away for the boot. And the charge down on the Lockyer kick. And it came down to the Blues. Didn't come off the arms. And Harrigan will play on for Fittler. Now for O'Mealy. 30 metre out from the Queensland line. Prittis runs an angle. Girdler, I should say, is tackled out there. With McDougall in a dummy half now. Muir takes them on. Gets sideways to the defence. 35 metres out from the Maroons line, and a penalty, the first of the game. Goes the Blues' way. It's against Kevin Campion. Against the Queensland defence. Slowing the play the ball down. Lockyer's first kick in the game. Ricketson was putting the pressure on it.
And that was one of the strengths of Queensland in the first game, the pressure they put on New South Wales kickers. A pleasing sight to see Luke Ricketson go through and do exactly the same. Came up with possession. Campion, his hand in stopping the football being played. I wonder how long they thought about this decision, whether to kick for goal or keep the pressure on. It would be a big boost to Mount first points.
Well, Queensland may have won game 1, but they have reacted with a change in their defensive line. I watched that first set of 6, cast my eye across the line. Darren Smith, who's playing at left centre, actually defended in a lock forward position on the right-hand side of the field. Now, last Green defended on the right-hand side. He's now on the left, and Daniel Wagon was defending at left centre. You remember that Matthew Gidley made Darren Smith look pretty ordinary on a couple of occasions early in the last game. Coach Wayne Bennett has reacted, even though they won that contest.
Ryan Girdler, one of 3 Panthers in the side. 75% success rate at Origin football. It's on its way, but it's curling away and taken in the in goal. Flying Darren Lockyer links up with Sailor, who gives it to Bowman. Spectacular stuff from Darren Lockyer. To the receiver now, looking at the referee, saying when is enough enough. Now Webke. Queensland looking for go forward from Webke like they've never had before. the world's #1 prop forward, with no Tallis behind him tonight. Penalty against Priddis, interfering with a man trying to play the ball.
And a good call there from Bill Harrigan. There's no doubt that Luke Priddis pulled the leg of Russell Bowden as he was trying to get up and play it. It was fairly late in the tackle count as well. That will not please Wayne Pearce.
So Webke it is, picked up. They got him up to the horizontal, then they gentled him down. Sivanasiva now. As Queensland see some of New South Wales' territory, as Campion went to throw a pass to Bowden, then he seemed to lose his grip on it and took the lesser of two evils. Now it's Bowden. Bowden up to the 30-metre line, a struggling run. Plenty of fibre about it though. Campion for Green, Green dummies for Sivanasiva, and he's taken down by O'Mealy. Back for Campion, he finds Lockout. Lockout gets the ball away. Webke couldn't take the pass. And Hughes has got the ball in front of the goal mouth. Gidley 15 metres out from the Blues line. Ainsko using Fittler. Fittler's got Girdler outside him. Cuts him out, finds McDougall. McDougall, a weaving run. Fired up during the week, I imagine, by some of the comments from Wendell Saylor and Gordon Tallis. O'Mealy again. Webke goes up and meets him. O'Mealy, the youngest player on the park, 20 years of age. And Muir puts it down off Fittler. Scramble pack, 42 metres out, not quite that. Queensland loose head and feed.
Unusual to see Adam Muir put that kind of ball down because it's such a big part of his armoury. Both when he was with Newcastle and the Northern Eagles, loved to take the inside ball from men going across. Just have a little bit of a look at the defence as we see the respective pack weights. Not much difference there. Lockyer, inside to Takiri.
The combination that saw them over the line at the second minute of State of Origin 1 at Suncorp. Now, Myers offloads for Lockyer. He does the dancing, then puts the ball on the ground, and Myers is there to play the ball. 6 more tackles is the call from Harrigan. Webke put down by the front rowers, Stevens and O'Mealy. Middle of the 30-metre line. Now for Green. Green gets it away from Bowden. That's the forward pass. Crowder, a pretty good judge. Those in line with it, they let go with an almighty groan.
Yeah, already we've seen some little bit of fumbling and a little bit more slowness in passing. Andrew Voss indicated we'd had showers just before the game. Both these teams have got to come to terms with the fact the ball's just that little bit more slippery. They'll take a little more time with their passing.
So McDougall takes the first play off the scrum. He's 32 metres out from his own line. Back for Fittler, a dummy half. Fittler away to Roosters' teammate, Luke Ricketson. Ricketson playing it back for Priddis now. Priddis offloading for Fletcher. Fletcher picked up and put on his back. He'll be the last one up, that's for sure. Tacklers were Campion and Webke. Now for Fittler. Fittler away for Gidley. Gidley is met by Wagon. Really up in his face. Ricketson now taking it back and across to be tackled there by Carlaw. Priddis, nobody really to give it to. He has to put the kick in from dummy half. Just a little bit of a mistake from Takiri, and he's met there by Gidley. He beat Gidley, and he's tackled 20 metres out from his own line. Myers now. Priddis blocking down the middle with the help of Ainsko.
This New South Wales defence is getting off its line much quicker than it did in Origin 1. They're racing up, trying to meet these big Queenslander fours before they get momentum up.
This is Carlaw under the tackle of Ainsko and Stevens as they go to the right and pick up a running Sivanasiva. And Sivanasiva, he beat the attempted tackle of Adam Muir. The ball comes out, penalty Queensland.
Well, the crowd may agree, but there was definitely 2 players in the tackle despite the fact that Adam Muir dropped off. You can see there Muir being beaten by Sivanasiva. It became a wrestle between Brad Fittler and the second rower. But because Muir had already been involved in the tackle, that is a penalty.
over 9 minutes gone. New South Wales, a penalty attempt unsuccessful from Girdler. Bowden now. Put down inside the 20. Now
lost it.
He's lost the ball. Fittler comes up clapping his hands. So does Girdler. Rusty Bowden puts it down. Let's have a look at it. Well, it was a great chance for Queensland.
He was a little bit unlucky here, Russell Bowden. You see, as he's falling, he takes the knee or the leg of Adam McDougall. That impact forced the ball loose. But gee, it is a big break for the Blues. First tackle, Girdler.
They talk of, that's a penalty to the Blues. No, it's not. He's gone the other way. Oh, Girdler was given no peace at all, and Queensland get a penalty right in front.
And Bill Harrigan's call was that tackle was not completed, that Ryan Girdler had no right to put this ball on the ground and start to play it. He's actually being held up there by the Queenslanders, and that's better than holding down sometimes, and Girdler starts his play the ball before the Queenslanders were finished with him. The referee had not called held. Girdler had not got to the ground. They purposely hold him up so that he can't get to the ground and play the ball. He wasn't within his rights to put it on the ground and start his play the ball. Fair penalty.
So Queensland, they get their first chance. Lockyer from right in front, 20 metres out. It is online. The flags are up. Queensland 2, New South Wales yet to score.
Queensland scores points for the move they had with Darren Lockyer. It's Queensland 2, New South Wales.
Travels back to halfway for the resumption. Big welcome to our viewers in the United Kingdom through Sky Sports over there. Papua New Guinea. Down in New Zealand, you've had a big day today and a big win. Congratulations. We come back to you on the 9 Network on the first tackle since the resumption. Queensland leading 2-0 off the boot of Lockyer. Bowden. He would be breathing a lot easier, particularly after he lost the ball in that tackle when they had a very good chance. It turned out they came away with 2 points anyway. Carlo on his own 40-metre line. In the side, replacing Gordon Tallis. Myers. 34 metres on 5 tackles for the Maroons. And Campion is forced to kick. It's not such a bad kick either as he gets it down inside the 10-metre line. McDougall brings it back. And you can see that top surface of Stadium Australia, quite slippery. Is huge. Runs it out from dummy half. Possession vastly Queensland's way. Gidley. He went into Origin 1 with only a couple of games under his belt. He should be much fitter for this occasion. Adam Muir now out to the 40-metre line. Fletcher. Superb game against Newcastle just the other day. Fittler keeps it on the ground, rolling around. Saylor able to stand in the tackle of Fittler. Lockyer comes away, throws the dummy, gets the pass back for Daniel Wagon. Wagon tackled by Barrett. Lockyer, when he's able to get into a situation where they isolate the defence against him, he will cut you to ribbons.
Just got to be better communication in defence when Darren Lockyer brings the ball back. It was a poor kick. I don't think it went where it was intended off the boot of Brad Fittler. Gave Queensland good field position, although that pass brought them undone. Again, Lockyer getting involved.
So the fullback is living up in the back line again. Bowden. There they are from up top. The Harvey Norman. State of Origin 2, the kick from Lockyer, fielded back there in his own corner by Ainsko. And away it goes from Gidley for Hughes. Newcastle to Newcastle. And Ainsko is there quickly to make a good dart. A good run by Ainsko out to the 30-metre line. So from Barrett, it's across for Fletcher. Fletcher taken by Darren Smith and put down. As Fittler finds himself again a dummy half. Goes for a run, comes across the ground. Then he takes players across the halfway line. Strong run by Fittler. Now Barrett joins in, puts in a kick. Hughes is after it, gets another kick on it, and another kick on it. Now offside is Girdler. It is with Lockyer. Lockyer gets the ball away. This is Bowman. Bowman will be tackled 10 metres out from his own line. Sailor this time.
Well, New South Wales almost had too many troops chasing that. They got in each other's road, but nice execution from Trent Barrett. Ran to the line. No cover defence from Queensland. Myers scrubs off tacklers and picks up 12 tough metres.
Carlo. This is what they do so well. Big men running fast. Quick play the balls. Bowden, Wagon. They go down the blind side. They're 40 metres away from the Blues line. Nathan Feen goes on. Young Cowboy on debut. As the kick goes up off the boot of Lockyer. And Mark Hughes takes it successfully and runs it away to be pummeled into the ground by Darren Smith.
You see Darren Smith in field there. I pointed out earlier that he's not playing in the left centre position. Daniel Wagon is over there. I think Wayne Bennett would be happy with his first few minutes. A couple of good tackles on Gidley, a couple of incisive runs off Lockyer. Daniel Wagon at left centre and not 5'8" is proving a good value there for his coach.
Girdler there. Now Barrett. Fletcher angles back towards Siva Nasiva, who accepts him and pulls him down. 2-0 the score. Penalty goal to Darren Lockyer for Queensland.
Ray, the match just starting to become interesting at the moment. Both teams just starting to explore each other's defence a little bit. 20 minutes into the game, plenty of them resting with hands on hips.
Wally Lewis in the commentary position with us tonight. Lockyer gives it away for Sailor, and Sailor has his legs taken from under him by Fittler. The crowd love it. And this is Green. Or is it Bowman, I beg your pardon. Feen is slotted into dummy half, and this is Lottie Takiri. Adamson's about to come into the game. One of the big strike forces that I'm sure Wayne Pearce will be expecting some big inroads from Adamson. Now Webke. Barrett and Prittis making the tackle on Shane Webke. Now away for the kick from Paul Green. And along the ground into no man's land, and Mark Hughes had to come up from the deep very quickly.
And did very well to take that ball at speed. Again, not a particularly good kick from Paul Green as Adam McDougall tries to beat one, cannot do so. Tackle 42 out, centre field.
Here's Adam Muir now, crossing the halfway line. Taken by Campion, looking to unload. The ball on the ground, it went backwards. Stevens picked it up and fired it away. Ricketson is with it over the halfway line, but nothing offering there. To the short side for Adamson. Matt Adamson, who played for Australia in that Super League Australian side. On debut at Origin level, Barrett. 30 metres away from the line. Still no use of Craig Gower. Fittler puts a high bomb up. Lockyer's there, and Lockyer takes it successfully. Enormous pressure. And they have got an injury problem, I believe. Daniel Wagon, Andrew.
They certainly have, Ray. Daniel Wagon's been hobbling a little bit. He suffered a bit of a cork for about 3 or 4 minutes ago. He's trying to run it out right at the moment, but if New South Wales do pick that up, when they have the ball, they will be testing him right out.
Sailor there. There's Wagon, number 6. Fee. Webke. And Webke taken down by Muir up the top, and Fittler is really working hard out there in areas that you don't see a lot of him.
6 in defence from New South Wales. They've forced Paul Green to kick 15 out from his own line, and that means the Blues will come back in tremendous field position. 45 out from their opponent's line. 2 interchanges for Queensland, just the one for the Blues.
There's Gidley now. Just inside the 40-metre line, the Blues. on another attacking raid as Barrett finds Adamson. Groan from the crowd, big tackling. Fletcher, cut out pass finding Girdler. Now the Blues are 20 metres away from the line. Fletcher again, now it's Stevens. Stevens 12 away. Back now for Luke Critters. Critters gets it away, Barrett lets it go. Fittler didn't get a catch on it. It's knocked down by Queensland. And it'll be a scrum. Loose head and feed will go to the Blues.
Deliberately played out there by Daniel Wagon. And a good score for New South Wales. Trent Barrett starting to go to the line, and that's a good sign. Matt Adamson, very awkwardly in this tackle, fortunately onto his back. Crowd groaned, but that's okay.
Andrew was talking about aiming some plays at Daniel Wagon while he's still recovering. That's where that play was going. So here they go again with a fresh set of 6. And it's Gidley. 16 metres away from the Queensland line. On the charges, Adamson. Taken by Sivanasiva and Beattie. Pritis, a long ball. Barrett for Fittler. Fittler for Hughes. Girdler for McDougall. Now they need to quick play the ball. Muir. Pritis. Fittler. Second man. Barrett. Oh! Pinched out of midair there by Green, I think it is.
It's Green, all right. Probably the smallest man on the field, but he rose to great heights on that occasion. It'll look wonderful from this part of the field. Trent Barrett taking them on, 2 men going low. He was looking for Jason Stevens on the outside, but Green read it beautifully.
Just a further indication there, Peter, we talked about Trent Barrett playing halfback in this team. He will play second receiver on the right-hand side of the field. Fittler will get him wider. He created half a chance there. There'll be more of that to come.
5th tackle against the Maroons, and they kick from 31 metres out, so they should come up in fairly good field position. Again, the Blues. McDougall beats one, and is taken by Sivanasiva and Beattie.
The defence by New South Wales in the Queensland half of the field is a real big improvement on game 1. They've got a goal, I think, to keep Queensland inside their own 30 before they kick on tackle 5. So far, so good.
Critters then finding Stevens. Jason straining his way 33 metres out from the line. Barrett joins in, works an angle with Fittler. Fittler goes back across to Hughes. Hughes takes the defence. 22 metres out from the Queensland line now. From Gidley. Finding Fletcher. Fletcher pops it up for Fittler. Fittler beats one. Doesn't beat Myers. Gets the pass away. Hughes gets it on. It goes wide. Barrett's out there. Throws a dummy. Puts the kick in. Sailor's there. He passes. Brilliant football. Absolutely brilliant. Lockyer's away. Lockyer's outside the 40. He's beat pursued and caught by Barrett. Well, what about the Queenslanders?
Oh, outstanding. Magnificent play from Wendell Sailor. Here he is again, centre field, looking to bust them up. Darren Lockyer cut them to pieces. The tide has turned in the twinkling of an eye.
So here is Sailor again. That was just fantastic play by Sailor and Lockyer. The confidence of Sailor.
About the pickup of Lockyer.
Fee. Lockyer puts a grubber in for Darren Smith. Work for Mark Hughes. And Darren Smith does his job.
Well, last week at Panthers Stadium, Darren Lockyer picked up a ball in his own in-goal and threw it to Wendell Sailor, who went 106 metres to score a try. This time, it was Sailor to Lockyer. He didn't run the distance, but the confidence in the combination between these two players is something to behold. Picks up a difficult ball. The confidence to throw the pass. Look at the pick-up from Lockyer, under pressure. This is State of Origin. This is not in a park somewhere where you're not playing for anything. This is State of Origin. And these two players play like they're in a park, enjoying themselves.
Mighty fine stadium in this park we're working in.
Big crowd at this park.
Absolutely.
And referee Bill Harrigan just calling time off. I can tell you, New South Wales trainer, he's become infamous over the last couple of years for the work he gets through. He is having plenty to do out there at the moment, getting the water around. It's been Queensland under pressure for the last 10 or 15 minutes. What a game we've got at the moment, perfectly balanced.
Rain tumbling down. Not all that apparent, I suppose, down in the hollows of this magnificent stadium, but the rain quite heavy now. 3 changes made by Wayne Bennett, 1 by Wayne Pearce. A Pearce coach side has never beaten a Bennett coach side. A statistic that undoubtedly the boy from Balmain would love to change. Here's a bust by Sivanasiva. Gap closing. Now they press. Green. Then to Wagon. Wagon's pass battled away by Takiri, and Barrett wins the race for the ball.
And as the rain tumbles down, that's what wins Origin games. Desperation. Loose ball on the ground. It's got to be a blue jersey that gets on it. Down in your own quarter, you really desperately need it. Here's a ball from Wagon. Look for an opportunity on a teammate. Couldn't get it there. Takiri knocks it back. Now it's up for grabs. Blue or maroon. Blue wins this time.
The urgency on the face of Trent Barrett says it all. 15 for the Blues is Michael Vella. As they come to the right for Fittler. Well, the kick is too big. Fittler calls on the troops. Get that out of your heads. Don't worry about it. I did it. Now let's face up. Let's number up.
This is where Queensland are at their most dangerous. They've absorbed enormous pressure at their own end of the field. Got a good break from Lockyer. Get them field position. Sivanasiva nearly went straight through. Now the Blues need to muscle up in that area where the Queensland side have been so good in.
Darren Smith taken down by a Fittler tackle. Now Myers. And driven into the ground by Vella and Gower. I might be wrong, but here's Carlo. I'm feeling that Gower is one of the big trump cards in this New South Wales performance tonight. Green goes away, finds Lockyer on the right. Myers comes back on the inside. Vella puts him down. 17 away from the Blues line. Green. Queensland attacking, and Hughes will let it go. That time it had a little bit too much on it.
And I think it was a poor selection as well, Ray. Wrong side. Queensland only had 3 players that were going to be chasing through. The other side, they had them outnumbered about 5-3.
Well, there's what Wally's talking about. New South Wales have made a break down the middle. Girdler. 38 metres out. Gower finding Fletcher. Fletcher bounces off. Lays it back. Ainscough is with it. Provides it for Barrett. Barrett on the 30-metre line. Where are we going? That way. Said somebody out there, and Barrett plays the ball. Now Muir. Muir's 17 now. Muir's 13 now. Muir to play at 12 away. Back for Gower. Gower to Fittler. Fittler on it goes. Barrett is with it. Back for Vella. Goes to ground. Picked up by Queensland. Lockyer in and away. And away from another defender before being tackled by Gidley. Takiri now. Every time the Queensland captain and fullback touches the ball. Here they are losing it. Cambion loses the ball on his own 30-metre line.
Very strong hit there from Craig Gower, one-on-one. New South Wales again with an opportunity, going wide to Gidley. Takes on Wagon. Can't beat him or the halfback Green.
20 metres out from the line. Several tackles left on this set as Fletcher steps off his left foot and tries to go through. Now it is Gower. Gower's within a metre. Barrett this time. Out for his captain. Fittler off the hip to Hughes. And Hughes is forced down under Darren Smith and Paul Bowman. So the Blues with a chance now. Fittler turns it back for Michael Vella. and Vella will play it 5 metres out from the line. Fittler again, puts the kick in, too heavy.
And the hands went straight to the head. Brad realised it was a poor kick. I'm surprised that they did kick because they had numbers. It's in the strong tackle from Craig Gower. And really, have a look at the numbers here if you could have picked out the right man. Gee, there were holes galore.
2-0 in favour of Queensland. Penalty goal early in the game for Darren Lockyer. It's the only score we've got on the board. And against the clock, this is one of the lowest State of Origin scoring matches we've ever seen. It may even be the lowest, I'm not quite sure. Webke now. 16 is Carl Webb. What a debut he had at Suncorp Stadium. Green. Very busy Paul Green. Now they go back for the boot of Nathan Feed. And it's gone out on the full. Little question mark on Brad Fittler.
Yeah, there's no communication there though whatsoever by the Queensland team. Very poor move tackle play. They decided to run the ball. Paul Green ran the ball to the blind side, elected to take the tackle. Lockyer had to run 30 metres to get to it. He was no chance of getting there.
Here's Vella. Strong surge up the middle, 33 metres out from the line. Barrett again. Barrett cuts out a player. Ricketson's in space. Ricketson's going in. Ricketson's over. Luke Ricketson has scored. First try of the night.
And it's taken half an hour, and it's no surprise that Trent Barrett delivered the ball. Going to the line in numbers. This was the kick from Nathan Feed on the last. Brad Fittler going through, putting pressure on him. Ball out on the full. Some good charges in the middle of the ruck followed, especially from Michael Vella. Barrett gets the ball. He goes to the line. As we freeze it here, you can see that this man on the inside was worried about what was happening in there. The gap opened up for Ricketson as play continues. Daniel Wagon looking inside to see who was covering Ricketson. The answer was nobody. And Ricketson raced 25 metres to score. Beautiful work here from Trent Barrett. This is why he's in the side, to isolate players with his tremendous ball passing.
A little lack of communication there. Paul Green, the teammate of Ricketson, and Daniel Wagon, as we indicated, playing at left centre. He was more worried about Ainscough and Gidley on the outside. Luke Ricketson, nice, neat little right foot step, put himself into space. And when he looked up, no Darren Lockyer. There was no one at home. We haven't seen many clean breaks in this Origin. Perhaps Lockyer was fooled, out of position. A clear 30-metre run to the line. The Blues open their scoring account. It's a super game of football just at the moment.
Good looking. Mish with an early attempt. 20 in, 15 out. From this, the western side, and this time, Gedler converts the try of Ricketson. The Blues in front by 4.
Try converted by Ryan Gerler. Just over 7 minutes remaining in this first half. New South Wales 6.
Starting to appear. It was coming. And eventually, Barrett found the opening. Put the ball into the gap and Ricketson completed. Lockyer starts. Next session of play. And welcome back. As O'Mealy is tackled on the first tackle. It is 6-2 in favour of New South Wales, a converted try. Ryan is on for the Blues. The young boy from Dubbo, from the Parramatta Club in Sydney. Muir. Gower, dummy half now. Barrett puts in a purposeful kick. Lockyer has got Saylor with him. Saylor is put down 25 metres out from his own line. This time it's Bowman, one of the Cowboys. Webb. Webke. Webke trampled over the top of the Blues. Andrew Ryan was one of them. And he went in pursuit and had another go at Webke. Sivanasiva. Fifth tackle for Queensland. 40 metres out from the line. Lockyer to the air. A test for Mark Hughes. Down it comes, and Hughes has got it. He's only just got it, but he's got it.
I said it was a test for Mark Hughes. They don't come any tougher than that. The ball high, swirling, actually going away from his body when it got close to him. That's just superb. That's why Mark Hughes has retained his place in the side. Mistake-free. Ainscough, he's found good metres up the middle of the ruck tonight.
Ainscough from dummy half, from the McDougall play the ball. Now Muir to the halfway. And Darren Smith making sure that he shuts the ball down, knowing that Muir is one of the best at offloading. Kick from Barrett is high, up and down in the one place. Then it's batted away by Fittler over to McDougall. McDougall puts in another kick, this time over the head of Lockyer. The bounce is interesting. Lockyer gets it to Takiri. There is their opening goal. Oh, this has been a fantastic chase by the Blues.
Yeah, good reaction. They turned a poor kick into a good kick. Trent Barrett put a high one up on tackle 5. It came down, it was up for Lottery. Fittler knocks it over the head of all Queensland players out to McDougall. Now he's got a decision. Takes his time, puts it high and leads the chase. Lockyer under pressure going back for the football. It bounces badly. He gets the ball away to Takiri. But look at the support McDougall gets. Gidley's there, Ainsco's there, Ricketson's there. They're all up there supporting it. Great play by the Blues.
And also give a rap here to Lottie Takiri to get back and help Darren Lockyer to give themselves an opportunity to get out of their own in goal. When they turn, there are a host of Blue jumpers confronting them. Good line drop out, 55 on the fly as we come into the last 5 minutes of the first 40.
And Michael Vella takes it back to the 30-metre line. Gower's pass, just a little bit dubious that time to O'Mealy. Inside the last 5 minutes, Gower deciding to press the button from dummy half. Fittler, Barrett, still not held. Now told to play the ball. Gower finding Fittler. Fittler inside ball for Muir. Fifth and last, 9 metres out in front of the uprights. Barrett again. Dummies to kick. Then it's away for Ainscough. Corner post might have gone.
Yeah, ball went loose anyway, Ray. Good defence from Lottie Takiri. No surprise that Trent Barrett decided to run the football. They had plenty of troops. And Ainscough, in trying to get the football down under the attention of Takiri, lost the football. Good work from the big winger. In fact, good work from both sides.
Darren Smith pushing away from Gower. Eventually held by O'Mealy and Ryan. We come close to half-time, about 3 minutes away from the break. Feed. Sivanasiva. And a penalty. Inside the 10 is the ruling.
When the ball was being played, Bill Harrigan yelled out 4 or 5 times, you're in front, you're in front, you're in front, and not one New South Wales player. Look at that, they're all in front of him. He stands his ground and he's yelling out, you're in front, you're in front. That's a lack of concentration in the most important time of the game, 2 minutes before half-time.
So, Myers leads the Queensland charge. They're hoping that it will result in a converted try. Lockyer turns it in for Darren Smith. Lockyer looks out towards Sailor's wing. Goes the other way. It's with Campion and now it's with Fiend. Lockyer coming to the left of the ground. And knock on. In the play the ball. They were just brewing to something.
Yes, Kevin Campion just lost control of it. Chris Close, manager of the Queensland side on the sideline, shows the strain of what Origin football is all about. A great opportunity for Queensland there to maybe put something on the stroke of half-time. A simple mistake that leaves all the pressure on the Blues should at the very least be 4 in front with 40 to play.
Hughes, 15 metres away from his own line. O'Mealy, he's made a strong contribution. A lot of pressure was placed on him. He's got the job done. New South Wales leading 6-2. Gower turns it in for Girdler. Girdler comes to Saylor. Girdler goes looking for McDougall. Finds McDougall. Beats one and is taken to ground. 38 metres away from the line. Minute to go. Barrett. Ryan. Quick play the ball. Barrett for Fittler. Fittler's got Ricketson inside him. Lays it back for Ricketson. Scoops it up for Barrett. Barrett kicks over the head of Takiri. And Lockyer comes out from his in goal. And then forced back in goal. Again pleasing the parochial crowd. Barrett it was. Looking for Ainscough. Darren Lockyer, who's done a poultice of work, gets it back. The tackle's not completed, and they force him back for a line dropout, and he's limping too. The Queensland captain. Line dropout taken by Green. And here's O'Mealy going back. Tackled 25 metres away from the line. Gower. Fittler. Barrett. Barrett kicks. He's looking for Gidley. And the fullback comes across. And Lockyer cleans up right on half-time. Excellent play by Barrett. They knew that Lockyer was in a bit of trouble. One more test before half-time. And Lockyer rose to the occasion. It is 6-2 at half-time. There's been one try. That went to the Sydney Roosters block forward, Luke Ricketson. Girdler has converted that try. Darren Lockyer kicked a penalty for Queensland. And there is Lockyer limping from the field. He will be the cynosure of all eyes. But more particularly the eyes of Wayne Bennett and the medicos when they get into the dressing rooms, which they're not far from right now. We will take a break. It is Origin 2 from Stadium Australia, and New South Wales leads by 4.
Supersonic boom should hit you in just a few seconds.
We are anxious to get some kind of report on Darren Lockyer. Wayne Pearce could only be happy with what's happened for his team. Fittler is doing the talking at the moment. You know him pretty well, Phil. You've watched his career so closely. His involvement rate has been absolutely superb, doing things that you probably don't expect him to do. Lockyer takes the Queenslanders out, so there's the answer to our question. Or partly the answer anyway.
Yeah, Brad Fittler during a press conference during the week said he wanted to be active tonight, and right throughout his career that's been the word for Brad Fittler. If I'm active, I'm playing well. My hands on the ball, busy in defence, talking. Gets little lulls into his game, he can lose a bit of concentration and drop out of it. So he is being very active tonight and playing very well.
Well, he looked pretty free in his action, didn't he, as he jogged down from the tunnel. Darren Lockyer. Andrew will probably have a more accurate report on the young Queensland captain in just a moment. Well, I hope you're enjoying it, wherever you're watching it. 6-2. A converted try for Luke Ricketson. Penalty goal for Darren Lockyer. The Blues are on their way. Are they on their way to ANZ Stadium to defend their championship? Well done, boys.
I just like the body language we've seen from the Blues this evening. much different to their first game performance, and that's what I'll be looking for after 10 or 15 minutes, just to see how players react to situations, how they react to mistakes, things that actually go against them.
And the match stats. Well, we've got a close scoreline. I would imagine the statistics are pretty much the same, and they are. Just look at errors and missed tackles there. A few more from the Queenslanders. 2 line breaks each. Pretty much possession even. In a game like this, it's going to come down to the wire. And mistakes all important in the second half.
Some rain during that first half, making traction difficult. They handled it like dry weather football. We are into the second half. Sivanasiva not held. Is left for Vella to clean him up. Green. Lockyer. Webke, I beg your pardon. Lockyer, I was about to say, if he is unable to kick, I think they would come back to the resources of Green and Campion. Strange as it may sound. Sivanasiva. Feen is the number 9. Lockyer. Left foot kick as the rain comes down again. Hughes. Put away by Myers and Wagon. Back on the Blues 30-metre line. Gidley. Heavy stuff by Webb and Campion. Now on McLean. Gower. Muir to the halfway line. Sivanasiva and Webb. Barrett kicks for Hughes. Hughes is going to get a regather. Gets a kick on it. Saylor might have knocked on. Saylor has knocked on, I fancy.
Bill Harrigan got a call from the touch judge, Ray. He wasn't sure. Got a call from the sideline. Again, a nice little interchange here between the half and the fullback. Kept it on the toe. They're trying to pick the football up. Deemed to have propelled it towards the opponent's try line.
Yeah, well, did he catch it on his foot? He pulled it backwards there. Now he's got it up between his legs. I can't see a knock on there, Ray, can you?
Looking at the slow-mo, I tend to agree with you, although my first thoughts were there's a knock on there. Fittler will play the ball. Eastern side of the ground. Ricketson. Playing in his 4th origin. Vella. Gower. Barrett. Muir. Beautiful tackle by Green and Bowman. Barrett again. Gower. Ryan. Raw goes up for the Blues. Gower on the last. Barrett. Girdler. Turnover. Great defence by Queensland. There was a try saver from little Paul Green. Saylor. That's the tackle. Oh! Aints go! Aints go! Jamie Aints go! Harrigan's going to point to the spot. Harrigan's given a try. It is a try. The Blues are over. 4 minutes into the second half.
Well, this game is about making split-second decisions, and Jamie Ainscough made one because he saw an overlap was being developed by Queensland. Great hands from Darren Lockyer, opened something up on the outside, and Ainscough had to make a decision right there. He came in, forced the ball loose, towed the ball through. Not an easy pick-up at speed. He did everything absolutely perfectly, just when Queensland looked like they might have been opening something up on that wide flank.
We spoke about him at half-time. Big match experience. He makes a decision. No fear, no hesitation. He goes in. He doesn't play at that football. He disrupts the play, keeps his eyes on the ball, gets a toe on it. Watch this for a pickup. It's pouring rain here at Sydney Stadium. Look at this. sensational. Jamie Ainscough. The aggression of the New South Wales defence in the Queensland half of the field tonight is a big improvement on what we saw in game one, and it's now produced a try for them.
And Phil, that's the important thing we should point out in that try. Jamie Ainsco's hand or arm certainly pushed the ball forward, but because he did not play at it, it is not doomed to be a knock-on. You'll see the right arm come here in contact with the football. He's trying to make the tackle, not play at the ball.
Yes, that's a perfect illustration of the new rule that came in with season 2001. Conversion successful. 12-2 now, the Blues by 10. Well, that is just the start that Wayne Pearce wanted. O'Mealy.
That's dominant, that's one.
Villa. We are back. Tackle 2 since the resumption of play. Play by Muir. Gower runs to the 40-metre line. Shut down by Webke and Campion. O'Mealy. He is a workaholic, the kid from Northern Eagles. Barrett. Salem.
Well, the Queenslanders were never headed in game one, and tonight they've been behind on the scoreboard at half-time, and now a shock try just after the break, and some of their young fellas will have their heads spinning. Now the experience has to come out from Saylor and Lockyer and Webke to settle things down and not try and play catch-up. It's easy for New South Wales now. It's a kick-chase-tackle game. Wait for the Maroons to make the mistakes. They're the ones that have got to force the pace.
Plenty of ball movement. Webke. Fired out from his own line. Green. Lockyer. Beautiful hands. Green again. Bowman. Tackle by Gower. Lockyer. First receiver. Left foot kick. Straight between fullback Hughes, who's with it now, and Ainscough, who's with him, will go to dummy half. Henley takes over that role. Ainscough. Of course, he was under his own pressure, along with McDougall, with the flood of emotion and the appeal from the crowd and the media for the inclusion of Nathan Blackwell.
There's no doubt Jamie Ainscough had a point to prove coming into this game. He's done that for the first 47 minutes. What New South Wales need to do now is consolidate. So important when you score points that you don't lose concentration, don't lose focus. Just keep doing the little things right. Fittler driving the ball down towards the try line, again in between the fullback and winger. Wendell Saylor confronted by a good chase, finds Lockyer.
Muir wrapping him up inside the 20-metre line. And again the Blues come up with the ball. Gower's got it. He's lost the ball. Harrigan calling on a touch judge. He's putting a scrum down.
Well, which way is the feed? Is there any advantage being played here to New South Wales?
No, you just let it go. Play with them.
But they did get an advantage. That's why we see a Queensland feed.
That's all right. 1 second. That's all right. Hang on, no, hang on. No, it's not. Hang on. I do. We've got a knock-on and no advantage play. Give it to him. I forgot the original knock-on. Give it to him.
Whoa!
Give it. Take it.
He's
now, after getting the first knock-on, his ball, knock on that way. There. No, he didn't. He lost the ball. They got no advantage on giving it to Blue.
What Brad Fittler and Craig Gower are saying, we got no advantage from the knock-on, and Bill Harrigan was going to give the scrum feed. He was going to give it to Queensland. He reversed his decision. Protest upheld. Now Gidley. Inside the 20-metre line. I haven't seen that before. Certainly not at Origin level. Gower, he's put down. Ainscough. Barrett. Vella. Do you imagine he'll replace Gower? Phil, think about that question as we go inside the 10-metre line with Fittler. Fittler running. Fittler goes himself round the corner. Mark Hughes. Hurley was plucked out of midair. Again, a tremendous tackle by Bowman. Fittler. Long ball. Barrett runs to them. Then he passes for Gidley. Barrett's with him. Barrett's over. Barrett's over. Try number 3. Try number 3. New South Wales 16-2.
Well, this decision given by the referee to give New South Wales possession will be talked about for quite a while. They looked like scoring there after great work from Fittler. Then they swung the ball to the right-hand side. Matt Gidley one-on-one with Daniel Wagon. The big right foot step after receiving the ball from Barrett. Gets him inside. Flicks the pass back inside, in behind Darren Smith. Trent Barrett reaches out to plant the football over the line.
That's great captaincy by Brad Fittler. He won the ball for his team with that interchange with the referee. He came in and stated his case deliberately and succinctly. Harrigan agreed. He got football for his team. A great play down the left-hand side of the field, and then as we highlighted in the first half, he got the first receiver and pushed Barrett out to the right-hand side of the field. Gidley will cut Wagon in two with a right foot step, and a beautiful little pass back on the inside as Smith come to support. If you ever get a chance, go and shake hands with Trent Barrett. He's got the biggest hands of any young player, and he needed every centimetre of them to get that ball down.
Well, did he get it down?
He got it down. He got it down. He's got the biggest hands of any kid I have ever seen.
You said any man in the world.
Any man in the world. You shake hands with him. What's this? The biggest...
Oh, he's dropped it. Turn it up.
It's a try.
Oh, turn it up. Perhaps the point that I was going to break up, the points are on the board now, we can't change those. I was a bit confused. He went to the scrum, but they didn't go to where the original knock-on was. He said, oh, well, we're here, we're going to pack the scrum for this knock-on here. We won't bother going over to where the other one was.
You'd still be arguing out there, wouldn't you?
Oh, here's Girdler. Girdler from 22 out, 10 in from touch. He misses. Girdler misses. 16-2. The Blues over Queensland. It's controversy after controversy here at the stadium. Oh, he lost it. I think Lewis is right. Will break. Kickoff time again. O'Mealy. Hasn't this one provided something? Hope you're enjoying it. High tackle on Gower. Welcome back. That was the high shot we've just seen at the stadium. Came on the fourth tackle, I think it was, on Gower. New South Wales taking the tap. And O'Mealy gets it away for Fittler. Fittler! State of Origin 2 will go to the Blues. Reggie Luck is smiling on them. But let me say this, they are playing magnificently.
Well, just have a look at the little step here from Mark O'Mealy. A left foot step, then the leg drive, bursting through tackles, committed the fullback defensively, did everything right to put Fittler away. What a night for the young man from the Central Coast. Took on Webke, the step beat him, burst through Fiends, found himself in open spaces in the first game in a sky blue jersey. What a night for the kid.
Well, State of Origin football is about playing for your team, and it's about stepping out of your normal roles. It's about doing things that you're probably not famous for. And Brad Fittler, despite being rated as the world's #1 player a number of times in his career, probably support players, one of the areas that he's never been that renowned. But he followed the big front rower there, and as soon as the front rower stepped around Webke, you could see the smile on Brad Fittler's face. He enjoyed the step. He enjoyed the big fella in broken play. Now he supports him. He's going to enjoy it more because he's going to get a 4-pointer out of it. And didn't he love it? Slide, up you get. Bench are happy. Everyone's happy. 20-2 is going to be 22-2. We're going to ANZ for a decider.
Oh, and what a night. What a night. That's a stadium that I don't think has been tested capacity-wise. I think they've made 58, 60,000. They might need to put some seats down on the athletic track. Go for 75. Go for the big one. Good luck. He converts. Where is Richie when you need him? 22-2. New South Wales over Queensland. Andrew Boss.
Well, Ray, this is shades of Origin 1 and acceptance. The Blue Jumpers that are coming through straight after half-time. If you think back to Game 1 at Suncorp Stadium, 3 quick tries put the New South Wales chances to bed. The Blues have done it tonight to Queensland, 6-2 to 22-2 since half-time. I can just tell you at the break, Wayne Pearce, all he talked about was pressure. Keep the pressure on Queensland in all departments, the kickers, in defence, and just keep playing football, and that's exactly what they've done.
Half break again. That time it was Vella. Gower's lost it. Queensland with Darren Smith now.
Copybook tackle there from Kevin Campion. It's been an unhappy night for the New Zealand Warrior. He'll get some joy out of that one as Queensland look to claw their way back into this game. Second tackle, Webke inside the 30.
Vella and Ryan combining to make the tackle. Green. Now Lockyer. A game, I guess, is never won when you've got the talents of Darren Lockyer and Wendell Saylor on the other side of the halfway line. Carl Webb 20 metres away from the Blues line. Green. Campion. Bowman. His contribution at the other end of the park has been superb. Green's pass finding Myers. Lockyer. Wagon kicks. They're going to clean it up in goal. Hughes is there. I tell you what, there wasn't much time. Takiri was coming at him.
Yeah, great play by both sides. New South Wales didn't assume the kick on tackle 5. They played the run as well. Great interchange of passing here. Presented an opportunity, but Trent Barrett kept himself alive. Gave Ainscough a chance to hold on to Saylor. That allowed Hughes to get behind the line and clean up the kick. Everyone did their job there. Great play by Queensland. They created the numbers. Barrett, keeping alive in defence, allowed Ainscough to watch hold of Saylor. Then they had to kick, and Hughes supported them by coming across at the back and cleaning it up. Good play both sides.
Drop out. Taken by Lockyer. Lottie Takiri. Back to the 30-metre line. 22-2, the Blues. 4 tries to none. And 3 of those tries coming in the opening 15 minutes of the second half. Green for Smith. Darren gets the ball away. Knocked backwards, said Harrigan. Lockyer throws the dummy to Webke. Tries to beat it himself. Tackled on the 20-metre line. Play back to Nathan Fee. Dummies to Webke. Finds Green. Green finds Carwell. Carwell gets it back. Green is with it. He gets it away to Bowden. Bowden away for Darren Smith to knock on. The hard pass down around the bootlaces.
Well, Queensland continue to ask plenty of questions of New South Wales. They don't think the game is gone, and a good decision made by Adam McDougall there to come in and put pressure on once again where an overlap was being created.
Andrew Ryan.
And the first 2 changes made in this second half by Wayne Pearce. Very good contributions in that period of time from Mark O'Mealy and Adam Newer, the lookalikes.
Vella. Stevens. Halfway line. Barrett goes back to Gedley. Gedley away for Ainscough. Can't take it.
Yeah, this is great play by New South Wales. Just came unstuck at the last moment. But Barrett going back through the play the ball. The ball came back in field, back past the play the ball to Gedley. Now he creates 2-on-1 with his winger Takiri. Ainscough took that a little too casual, one-handed. He knows it. He looked up, he saw the try line 40 metres away. I'm the fastest man in the world. I'd have got there. Just gets the ball beautifully back through the play the ball area onto Ainscough. Open territory in front of him. One-handed take puts it down.
I think the final pass might have been forward.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Darren Smith, 40 out from his own line. Lockyer uses send. 1 hour of the game expired.
Queensland starting to find it a little bit difficult to find holes up the middle of the ruck, Ray. They've got to try and provide a few options. Every time a ball runner's there only seems to be one player that's running on the inside. Not much difficulty for the New South Wales defence.
Well, Myers is able to play on. Bowden back for Lockyer. Lockyer tackled. New South Wales 30-metre line. His feed. Got it away, but it travelled forward. In this situation, you can't blame the kid.
Yeah, bad luck for the young debutant from North Queensland. Found some space around the rucks, gets himself in behind the line. Little jink and right foot step. Whether this passes on, I don't know, but he took the options to pass it. Well attended by the New South Wales defence. Bowden not happy with it. He knows he conceded possession, but that's what being 20 behind on the scoreboard does to you. It makes you make rash decisions.
I've got a question mark as to whether that ball went forward anyway, Phil. I think that's why Russell Bowden reacted the way he did. He thought it went backwards. We've got Chris Walker about to come into the game for the first time tonight, and this is a very important 20 minutes for Queensland. I don't think they can win this game. But if they get a big scoreline run up against them, all of a sudden the momentum of this series swings around. I know we're going north of the border for the third one. They would love to get this scoreline closer and finish strongly.
Ryan loses it. These are the chances that Queensland are looking for. Webke. $20-point ball game. 3 converted tries required. Myers on the Blues 20-metre line. Green. Carlo. Green again. Lockyer. And trying to get the ball away to Bowman. Taken down by Fiddler. Here's Webke. Now the last. Green. A test for Ainsko. And it's come down to Barrett. And Barrett rolls it away. And New South Wales will get it back. Hughes eventually back in the field of play.
Well, that was extraordinary from Trent Barrett. First of all, a great job to get back there and field it for his team. Kept himself alive. What's he doing? Trying to get in the field of play. Now he drags it back to Hughes. He could have lost that football. Brave play.
Fletcher. Gower went to pick that up one-handed as he does.
As we see Trent Barrett again drive the ball down over the head of Darren Lockyer, I'm going to ask Phil the same question Ray did earlier. Do we see Craig Gower stay out there for a few more minutes and then get the defensive man, Luke Prittis, to come in and close it down?
I wouldn't make any changes while everyone was going as smoothly as it is. He's running out of dummy half, he's dynamic. He's finding his kickers on fifth tackle and giving them plenty of time. His passing game is good. At the moment, he hasn't been exposed in defence. I wouldn't change it. Everyone's comfortable with the service they're getting out of dummy half.
What's the total of interchanges at this point in time? Wagon, 7 New South Wales, 8 Queensland.
And that's about to be evened up with Matt Adamson coming on, although I can also see Petro Sivanasiva about to come back into the game. So that's about to increase by 1. Prittis also coming to the sideline, so movement on the bench.
So 16 and a half minutes to go. As Darren Lockyer drives it down the ground. Hughes. That lovely game with Overcastrian fullback. Ainsko to the halfway.
Well, I'm a good judge. Gower's off, Prittis is on.
Well done, Gus. That's what makes you the successful coach and commentator that you've come out to be. Adamson. Crowbar and get that foot out of his mouth. Now Fittler. Barrett, what a game. Doesn't like number 7. Doesn't matter what he wears. Here he is again. Here he is again with Hughes. Now Gedley. Now Ainscough. Hughes is with him. Ainscough tried to do the old-time Welsh down that sideline. Plays the ball. Now it's with Barrett. Barrett to the 20. Up goes the big Dick. And Dogs after it. He's got the ball. He lays it on the ground. Darren Smith has got the ball.
Yeah, good pressure there from the Blues. You talk about Trent Barrett's dislike for number 7. And I'm going to make a statement about his 5'8" and captain Brad Fittler. This is why he's such a great team man. He has elected to go to first receiver and allow Barrett the opportunity to play at second receiver in his more favoured role. Now, less of a team man wouldn't do that. But Brad Fittler, through his whole career, has been such a great team man and a great leader that he's allowed Barrett to easily slot into this position and not be pressurised by the fact he's got number 7 on his back.
Myers lays it on the ground, a race for possession, won by the Blues, and I think it's that man again. No, it's not this time, it was Luke Prittis. I thought it was Barrett. Adamson, taken down by Bowden and Carlaw. 21 metres away from the Maroons line. Fletcher, Fittler, cuts out Vella, goes back. Hughes came in, Girdler loses the ball. It's there for Vella, but it went forward, I believe, off Girdler.
Ladies and gentlemen,
double knock on. Maroons get the football. In front of a very big crowd, Ray.
Impossible to judge crowd. 70,000 odd here tonight. 70,249. Brave the conditions. You don't realise how massive this place is, though, until they put up a crowd. You say, well, heavens above, where are they? Well, they're here, perched up in the highest lofty points that they can find. Even with those vacant seats that you can see from time to time, unusable. This stadium has got 70,000 here tonight. Walker, 32 metres away from the Queensland line. And watching the clock. More increasingly now. 13 and a half to go, and they're 20 points behind. And a charge down on Lockyer's kick by Brian Fletcher. Fletcher's in the race for Takeri. Fletcher's got the ball 10 metres out from the line. Ricketson got the first try. There's been a knock on. Touch judge with I think it's a call on Fletcher.
Well, the touch judge had gone downfield anticipating the Lockyer kick, so he was a long, long way away from the play. You see the touch judge in the distance has actually started downfield. Now he'll see the charge down, and he's got to sprint back to get him, see where Fletcher picks up this ball. Harrigan wasn't sure whether or not he dropped it. I think he's dropped it there. It was a good good call by the touch judge to be able to pick it up.
It was a very late call, but I am sure they got it right. No matter how tardy the call was from whoever it was. Takeri. Here's the front on. This is the angled shot. Definitely knocked on by Brian Fletcher. Nine Network exclusively covering the state of origin. Myers is hurt for Queensland. Harrigan holding play. Rightly so, the boy almost adjacent to the play the ball. What did happen to him? Oh, Stevens has come over the top. Yeah, back it up. There's a couple of things that will come out, I hope. And this match is reviewed on video. Big tackle. Carlaw losing it to Fletcher. Fletcher and Ricketson hit Carlaw with everything. Ricketson surges. Prittis to the right, on his own. Prittis is not held. Prittis is over. Queensland come away.
the video referee, you would think. I actually thought Critters was tackled short of the line. But there may not have been a defender in contact with the hooker. The New South Wales side are sure that Critters had every right to get up, improve his position to the extent that he was able to get the ball over the line.
He was given a long time to do it, wasn't he?
Bit to look at here for the video ref. And when he goes to ground, is anybody holding on to him?
Well, I think he might have broken free of Lottie Takiri's tackle. Now the put down. Have to see it again.
Has he been tackled? Has he in fact lost the ball? When is the tackle over? Is it over here? I think he gets away from Takiri. Now he's struggling. Is he held? The player there, Green, drops off and he's able to put the ball down, but does he get it down? Does he drop it?
Well, I think that's the only concern. I think he does. When Sivanasiva comes in and makes a tackle, he does release. Critters gets to his feet, and unfortunately, I don't think that's going to be conclusive as to whether the ball has been grounded properly. In fact, I'm sure it's not conclusive.
Now we come back to benefit of doubt. You want to talk about it?
Well, I haven't seen the benefit of the doubt applied this year, and for people who don't watch rugby league that often, in this situation, I think he's dropped it. In this situation, when it could go either way, there was a rule brought in that there would be a benefit of the doubt given to the attacking team, as long as all the information was available. And by that I mean whether you can see the football, is it over the line, is it not obscured. I think he's lost it personally.
There have been a high incidence of when is a tackle a tackle.
I think they're talking 20-metre tap here that perhaps he's lost the ball over the line.
Yeah, I think he had every right to get up. I think Sivanasiva lost him.
20-metre restart. Lost over the line. 11 to go. Still the margin, 20.
In that storming second half by the Queenslanders in game one, two players really stood out. The hooker John Doyle, who played dummy half, and Gordon Tallis. Now they may get John Doyle back from game three. They don't get Gordon Tallis, but their attacking options tonight, their authority in the middle of the ruck just hasn't been there. And the longer the game has gone, the New South Wales defence has worked out. There isn't that many tricks to this Queensland team.
Hughes. He'll sleep contented tonight. So will the dummy half Ains go. So many of these players have been placed under incredible pressure. McDougall got his knees high.
Lifted the knee, Adam. Knee first.
He's got him for knees. So, as I said about Stevens' tackle earlier, the reviewers, well
look, that's definitely got to be placed on report and has been by the referee. There is no doubt he comes forward leading with the knee. It's nothing to do with his running gait. It's nothing to try. It's illegal, and I think it'll be dealt with.
Beattie coming on. I wonder what thoughts will be going through the mind of Craig Smith. Carlaw heads for the line, gets it back for Beattie. Green, Fiend, Fittler's tackle. There's Slender up the middle. There's the try for Walker. Chris Walker scores for the Maroons.
Well, they almost conceded one at the other end of the field, but this is what this side is capable. Coming down the other end of the field, fairly sparse defence on the far side for New South Wales. And Chris Walker, who does run into holes very nicely, read it beautifully off the pass from Paul Green. Came back at the angle. That's always difficult to defend against. And Andrew Ryan was unable to come up with a tackle along with Brian Fletcher. In fact, it was just Ryan.
Good work by the halfback, Paul Green, to jump into dummy half there, close to the line. You needed some experience and someone who can make a quick decision, well read by his teammates.
So Lockyer converts. It is 22 points to 8 now. New South Wales with a commanding lead, but the Queenslanders not prepared to give it up yet. Andrew.
Well, certainly not, Ray. It's almost as if we're preparing for Game 3, the decider now in this final 10 minutes. And you saw from the elation, Chris Walker, there were still lots of pats on the back. The Queenslanders know they're not going to win tonight. There's no chance they can get out of this. But now we've got to start looking towards Game 3. I really thought the petrol tank, the gauge, the needle was on empty before they scored this try. And just by the way, Petro Sivanasiva, his replacement, that didn't count as an interchange, of course, with Adam McDougall on report.
It's Ryan Girdler restarting. I've got to say, Ray, when we look back at this game, I know there are turning points galore, but one of the biggest ones was the try scored by Trent Barrett. Now, I agree with you. I think, in retrospect, he actually lost the football over the line. Now, Brad Fittler was able to get his side to score again soon after, and the game was gone pretty much straight away. And I think Wayne Bennett will look back and say to his side, well, we didn't get a real good decision our way here. So we weren't that far from the mark.
Blues with the ball. And there's a punch-up. Beattie's letting them go. Adamson, I think it is, that's on his back in there. Yes, it's Adamson. And Beattie goes in on him again.
Well, Beattie's just come back from suspension for punching. I've got an idea that perhaps Adams presented the tackle first of all, but Beattie, once on top of him, kept up the pressure with plenty of blows being thrown. Queenslanders had lost the ball, a little bit of frustration dealing in. Now Beattie jumps on top of Adamson here and pushes down on his face. Adamson didn't like it, and I think he just may lash out a little bit here. He'll push up with a hand. Yeah, one in the face. Now, Beattie will give him his receipt. One.
And that's the one that's cut, Matt Adamson. You'll
Two.
see that he'll be sent to the blood bin after this. It's not the best place to throw the first one from, is it?
No. He obviously resented the initial contact from Beattie, which I think was accidental.
My report. New South Wales player, all he really did, he was tackled when he was being held down. Now, he did throw the hand up, but it was just a little bit of a hand thrown up to get him off. Yeah. Then the Queensland player has been the one that's thrown the punch to him while he's been on the ground.
Okay, so
he's got to go again.
So the question is, if he doesn't throw and push his hand up, does he hit him?
It was nothing in that, he was just trying to lift him off. The penalties against the player is you're aggressive.
Touch judges
Get it
got
out
that
of it,
wrong.
no more.
There is no way known that Chris Beattie throws a punch at Matt Adamson, doesn't do what he did.
Well, he asked a good question, Bill Harrigan, didn't he? He said if he doesn't do that, he doesn't throw the punch.
Yeah. Decision, wrong call.
So the Blues. Stevens. 6.5 minutes to go. Barrett's into the play again. Harrigan led the defence council for Chris Beattie very well there. Now Fittler. Fittler will go there. Fittler's there. The captain has got his second for the night.
Watched him for many, many years. I've learnt to know when he's going to go on his own and when he's going to use teammates. And right from the time Trent Barrett got tackled, he eyed the defence and he said, "You're mine." Never at any time did he intend using a support. He always intended to run to the line with that big left foot step. And sometimes in a game you just stand up and say, well, I'm going to do this on my own. I've seen Brad Fittler do this so often. Look at him. Big left foot step, gets inside Wagon. That's not a small man on his inside, that's Carl Webb. And the 5'8" pulls through it, plants it down. Great captain's knock tonight by Brad Fittler. Came into the game under plenty of pressure. He was never going to pass that ball at any time.
The defence was a little bit staggered as well. You can see that Daniel Wagon had actually gone up a step or two in front of Carl Webb. That made this left foot step of Fittler even more effective because he stepped straight into that hole that was created by both players not coming up together shoulder to shoulder.
26-8. The most capped New South Wales player in Origin history, Brad Fittler, eclipsing Andrew Ettinghausen tonight and equaling the most number of captaincies for a New South Wales side, equaling 13 alongside the name of Laurie Daly tonight, and 2 tries tonight.
Yeah, a double for the skipper after a week where he virtually took the blame for Origin 1 on his own shoulders. He honestly said, even though he's a top player, that I'm down on form, but I will produce. I will be active. I will get involved, and we will win. He's backed up everything he said.
Girdler, 9 in, 23 out. Girdler misses again. Jeez, a strange night for Girdler. 26-8, Andrew.
Well, Ray, let's have a look at the blue storm that has hit Stadium Australia in this second half. The tries that have come their way. Ains go first up. The controversial one for Trent Barrett. I was still prepared to say a try. Then O'Mealy setting it up for Brad Fittler. Queensland scored 18 points in 15 minutes after half-time in Game 1. It was New South Wales tonight. And now Freddie Fittler gets his second try for the match. Ray, you mentioned the most capped player in New South Wales history of State of Origin. Never won a Man of the Match award, Brad Fittler, but certainly a contender tonight.
19 metres away from the Blues line.
Well, the Man of the Match tonight's being chosen, I believe, by the Australian selectors, not by the 9 commentary team. Don't know how we would vote. I'm looking at Peter Sterling. He's giving me those little looks.
I don't have to vote, which I'm happy about. Brad Fittler makes a rare mistake. 4 minutes to go, 26-8 the scoreline.
Stadium Australia prohibits unauthorised access to the playing area. Customers of Stadium Australia are required
Come on.
to stay behind the perimeter fence.
The pickets are starting to come through on your Khyber. Come on, say something.
I'm just glad that it's not my decision, because it's not something I need to tonight. The errors against Queensland. Look, I still think I would have gone Trent Barrett. As Darren Lockett almost straight through. Barrett comes up with a tackle. Because of the performance in the first 40 minutes, I thought that's where Barrett was outstanding when the game was still on a nice edge.
Barrett penalised for holding down.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Fittler, O'Mealy, Ainscough, Ricketson, they've all been good, but Barrett has been exceptional.
Bowden, Green, smothered by Stevens. We'll get the King's opinion in just a moment. Beattie puts it down. No advantage the Blues. They'll get the loose head and feed. Wally.
Yeah, I don't differ at all from Phil Gould. I think Fittler's been out there, a host of them coming after, I think, a number of their new players, particularly O'Mealy. He is the one that really has injected plenty of life into this side. Wonderful to be able to start off a debutant so young, bringing so much pride and passion into the New South Wales team.
What thoughts have you got projecting to ANZ, Wal, on this performance tonight?
Well, I think that they're going to be fairly grumpy leading into the match, no doubt about that. Really interesting to see just who is going to be available. I couldn't agree more. The inclusion, I think, of John Doyle. He's going to be one that we'll be looking forward to whilst he's playing hooker in the Queensland team. It's almost a little bit of fact that keeps escaping people, that he's 95, 96 kilos. So he's certainly got the volume to be able to create yet another defensive forward in the line and use it. He does it pretty well, but he also offers a great variety in attack.
Muir putting it down, but we saw just prior to that another good run by O'Mealy. He has really grabbed the opportunity, hasn't he, Mark O'Mealy?
Yeah, the game's in good hands, isn't it? Like, a lot of reports about how we're losing some of our star players, but a lot of players just step up into that breach. O'Mealy, Carl Webb, Nathan Fiend playing State of Origin after a handful of first-grade matches. It's a production line that will continue on, and we will always have great players displaying their wares at the elite level.
I think a wrap too for the New South Wales coach Wayne Pearce. We haven't mentioned him. A lot of plaudits for Wayne Bennett in the first game as Queensland knock it on yet again on an early tackle. A lot of plaudits for Wayne Bennett in the first game, how he prepared his team. Wayne Pearce has answered the challenge tonight. A beautifully prepared football team. All the right tactics, all the right moves, great attitude. And they'll take the momentum into game 3, I'm sure.
Andrew Ryan. Prentice is with it. Last 25 seconds. The Blues by 26-8. 5 tries to 1. In front of a crowd of 70,250. Barrett chips ahead. Lockyer says thank you. Responds the way he does so well. Here it comes. Not over for Andrew Ryan. Ryan's away. Then he kicks. McDougall's after it. McDougall and Sailor. And it's gone over the dead ball line. Well, they played it right to the final seconds. 26-8. The
series is locked up. It is 1-1 as we go to ANZ Stadium, keeping in mind that statistic that must ring in everybody's ears. If you're a Blues supporter, Bennett, Wayne back in the sheds. But the statistic I was referring to, only 3 times in Origin history has a team lost game 1 and come back and won the series.